Hello guys, and do you think my t-shirt matches to this creature here? Cutesy creature. The book is not so cutesy though. Who hurt you? So let's get started. I'm drinking some cola. Very unusual for me, but then this is an unusual book. So yeah, I've also got some Shin Ramyun going on. That is also something, maybe a coping mechanism. Some comfort food, some junk food, and talk about Earthlings. So this is the second book that has been translated from Japanese by this author Murata Sayaka. So that ramen is little spicy. The story is of this 11-12-year-old called Natsuki, and her family is not very good to her. They are kind of verbally abusive. Her mom is always like saying negative things like you can't do anything, you are such a useless child and stuff. And she every summer visits her grandma's house in mountains at a place called Akishina, where she meets her cousin Yu every year, and they get along very well. They are kind of both outsiders. His mom is also kind of not so great to him. She's kind of dependent on him, and they come up with this story that Yu is a alien and Natsuki is a magician, and this is kind of a soft toy that Natsuki has gotten from somewhere, some mall or something. I think she just lifted it, and she says that he's from this planet called Popopia. I can't even pronounce that, and he's an alien, and he has given her magical powers with like a magical wand and a mirror or something like that. So she's kind of coping with her troubles as a kid who is kind of an outsider of her family, and she's very fond of Yu, her cousin, and she wants to get married to him, like in a very innocent way. Like she wants to become his wife, and they kind of do also get married, and they just like write up a paper vow like of marriage, and they are like, you can't hold hands with anyone now, exclusively with me. And it's kind of sweet. She's kind of innocent, but horrible things keep happening to her, and she is pretty badly sexually assaulted by a teacher at a cram school. I think he's a university student who works part-time as a tutor, and it's like very horrible. The guy is like horrible scum of earth, and she tries to tell people around her mom or later on some friends, and nobody kind of takes her seriously. She's telling them that she has been assaulted, and nobody takes her seriously. Sometimes they don't believe her, and it's just like a horrible thing. And she kind of copes with that trauma by thinking that she's being magical, and she's kind of leaving her body and using the disappearing magic that she feels when she feels alienated and she feels like she doesn't belong somewhere. She just disassociates, and she thinks that she's using the disappearing magic. Eventually she just like carries on thinking that she's the one who is not good, and some horrible things happen. She's in a bad mental state, and I won't be spoiling too much about that. Then we cut to the future. After 23 years, she is married with a man, and theirs is a marriage of convenience, and they both are living their lives separately, but just to appease the people around them, the society. And they call the society the factory, and the theme like continues throughout the story that the factory is the society, and people are tools of the factory, and earning money and reproducing, making babies. Like it's a baby making factory, and anybody who tries to do something else, doesn't want to work, doesn't want to have babies, people around them, the factory will ask them to do so. Like they will pressurize them, and that's what these two people are very against. And then somehow something happens, and they end up back in the mountains at her grandma's house where cousin Yu is living. They are all adults now. They decide to kind of escape the factory, escape the society, and live in the mountains and live as aliens. They genuinely believe that they are aliens, and they just don't believe that they are from this earth. They don't want to conform to the reality that they are faced with. And then there is cannibalism. It's so grotesque, and lots of trigger warnings. This has like lots of content warnings, so please do not go in here without thinking about the content warnings. And I made a mistake that I had been warned, and I only remembered like half of the content warnings, and I forgot about the really nasty, grotesque ones like towards the end of the book, and it was so horrifying, and I was left processing it for a while. Like, it has been 10 days and I'm still figuring out how do I reconcile with the things that I have read in this book. People shouldn't have to conform, and people who don't conform shouldn't be alienated. I don't know what is the solution on it. There has to be some compromise between the society and the people who do not want to do everything as other people in the majority in the society want to. I am still processing and it's very difficult, but yeah, now we will talk about what's next. This is pretty brutal, so if you haven't read this book, please do not read it directly. Maybe read the other translated novel, The Convenience Store Woman, first. I think it's really great, and it had similar themes, same theme of like not fitting in the society and people being alienated, and it's much more enjoyable. I think it's quirky, it's weird, but it's very impactful. It's really good, so I would 100% recommend Convenience Store Woman instead of this, from the same author, Sayaka Murata. Otherwise, there are two short stories on Granta website, I think, and first of them is called Clean Marriage, and the second one is called Faith, and both kind of have similar things like elements from this book, so that is also not a bad way to read similar themes from the same author. If you don't want to read this, please don't. If you want to read this, please read like maybe those three things first: Convenience Store Woman, Faith, and Clean Marriage, these two short stories and this novel, and then you can maybe like try reading it upon considering all the factors. What other books that reminded me of this were No Longer Human by a Japanese author. I will insert their name here. There is another book which is quite nice, not grisly, not grotesque like this, but also a woman who is kind of doesn't fit in. That is Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine, and that is by Gail Honeyman, I think. And those two books, I would recommend that you read them instead of this book. All these 3-4 things that I recommended, 3 books and 2 short stories, they will give you kind of similar themes, sans the horrifying stuff. So I would highly recommend you do those things, and don't go in this without, unless you are really mentally, psychologically ready. Do not go into this straight. I don't know, I'm like very conflicted. I think it is intelligently written, but I just don't know if all the things that are written in this are justified. I'm just struggling with this book a lot. So I would ask you to exercise caution if you are thinking of reading this book. I give this, like, I'm not sure how many stars I can give this, like 4 stars probably. This just baffles me, so I'm just going to it's kind of cold now, but I'm going to eat my ramen, drink some cola, and maybe move on to a little bit happier book. So yeah, that's it from me. I will talk to you next video next week. Until then, take care. Bye bye.